Oh, hello there. I was just reading my classic novel, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The Great Gatsby is not a classic novel, you say? Yes, it is. And girl, I'm gonna tell you why, alright? No matter what time period you read this book, it would still make sense and have the same theme. So that makes it a universal theme. But the actual theme itself is love. You see, Mr. Gatsby is in love with Daisy Buchanan, but Daisy is married to Tom Buchanan, but Daisy is in love with Mr. Gatsby, so it's sort of like a love triangle. F. Scott Fitzgerald is a very formal writer. He uses the proper verbs and adjectives in his writing. He even makes himself the character in the story, as opposed to writing it in the third person. The Great Gatsby was written in the 1920s, before the Great Depression. This time period was called the Roaring Twenties. And no, I am not wearing a garbage bag. This is a sauna suit, and this is a real thing. The Great Gatsby connects to many things in this world. Well, the first way is how it connects to me. And it connects to me because Nick Buchanan, who is the narrator, has a neighbor named Mr. Gatsby, Mr. J. Gatsby. And Mr. Gatsby is a very wealthy man, and he has a ton of money, and he just spends his money on everybody, and he's just so generous with it. This book connects to me because my father has this friend who spends a bunch of money on his friends and our family, and he's also very generous. Now the next connection is how this book connects to another book. And for this connection, I chose the book Animal Farm by George Orwell, the book that we read in class earlier. In the book Animal Farm, the animals always dreamed of having this perfect society where everyone got along and everything, and that was called a utopia. Well, in The Great Gatsby, Mr. Gatsby always dreamed of having a utopia too. He dreamed that everyone would get along and that they would have all this money and just everyone would be happy. He dreamed that his relationship with Daisy Buchanan, his love, would be perfect and that they would be together and that everyone would just be happy. And lastly, a way that this book connects to the world. There are people in this world that are also very generous and just try and do everything for everybody, and they're just super caring. And there are people out there, and that's how Mr. Gatsby is toward Nick, and he just tries to do everything for him, and he's just super amazing to everybody. So that, my friends, is why The Great Gatsby is indeed a classic novel. Now I've got to get back to reading. Just kidding, I finished the book. It was really good. I highly recommend it. See, it's a sauna suit, not a garbage bag. It's a real thing. Tech support on why The Great Gatsby is a classic novel. F. Scott Fitzgerald uses very proper verbs and adjectives in his writing. Here are some examples. In the ditch beside the road, right side up but violently shorn of one wheel, rested a new coupe which had left Gatsby's drive not 2 minutes before. The word choice Fitzgerald used in this sentence is very different from what we would have used today. He uses the words shorn and coupe. In white knickerbockers. Nobody says knickerbockers anymore, so you could tell this novel is very old.